When Luke Rowe makes this circle motion, you should be afraid. Quintana bossing the crosswinds, and Pippo Ganna goes brrr in the finale of this Tour de Provence. A cracking stage for February. Near the coast, they do this circuit that in a loop, and they'd have headwind, cross tailwind, and we knew it was going to be a windy day. Very, very nervous bunch. We knew INEOS were going to try something with the squad they have with Ganna and Rowe. When they got a bit of shelter through these towns, you can see Rowe checking, okay, where is everybody? Similar to Stage 7 Tour de France last year, 45 kilometer an hour crosswind. So the minute they got to the next exposed section, road captain Rowe gave the order, time to roll an Echelon, and predictably INEOS did. Minus green jersey wearer Ethan Hayter, who I thought, let's see how he goes on GC. Now, maybe he's not feeling well enough, but INEOS didn't seem to have any regard for him. It was all about Viviani today, getting him into the first group. Ganna eventually rolled over Luke Rowe, but Total tried as well. They have Bodnar here. You can see when the still finishes that the wind is blowing these plants to the side of the road almost sideways. Total Energy is actually looking quite handy at the start of this year. Maybe the new equipment change. Nothing happened. They got into town, relaxed. INEOS try again when they get into the open fields, and Ganna, you see Sepp van Mark sprinting to catch up with him. Viviani in a pocket behind Pippo Ganna, and he completely blows this race apart, destroys everybody. The peloton is pretty much smashed to pieces. You can see that he has all these riders on the left-hand side as we look at it. They're eating just as much wind as he is, and they don't have the same power as 88 kilo, in his words, Pippo Ganna. And the next thing we know, there's a crash, and that's all it takes. Touch of wheels, people's front wheel moving in the wind, this heavy crosswind, everyone's in the gutter, strung out, and that creates a split. And with people pulling strong like this in the crosswinds, and even Nairo Quintana looking at, I think, one of the FDJ riders behind him being like, is that all the pull you got? Quintana is so good in the crosswinds. I'll show you some clips at the end of this. Ever since 2015, he's been absolutely cracked. And that was the last the peloton, or whatever you define as the peloton, saw of this group. When this camera angle pans around, you see we now have pretty much 20 riders. INEOS have Carapaz, Ganna, Viviani, and Luke Rowe, minus Ethan Hayter. So obviously Viviani was the quickest man in this group. Demar was dropped. And how do you know if a group is trying to create a split or not? Well, here you see the riders, they're fanned out across the road, giving shelter to more riders to the gutter. Whereas when Total were trying to create a split, they ride one rider width off the gutter with their teammate in a pocket. Same with Ganna. He was a little bit wide, actually. Maybe he's feeling a bit generous. He had Viviani just behind him. Whereas here, they're fanned out further across the road. They're trying to collaborate. Everyone rolls through and rolls a turn. Arkea Samsic had multiple teammates. So the GC guys that made it. Jorgensen from Movistar, looking very, very handy. He was good last year. Alaphilippe, probably the GC favourite right now. And Nairo Quintana, Ilan van Wilder, Skelmoze Jensen on Trek. But behind, the chase was a bit lackluster. We saw the French Conti teams chasing, and FDJ were only chasing with Arnaud Demar. No Cofidis represented at the front until FDJ kind of got their act together about 10 Ks later. By then it was too late. Cofidis appeared another 20 Ks later, and FDJ were like, where were you when we needed you? Alaphilippe took a fair few bonus seconds in the intermediate sprints in town. But Nairo Quintana, I know I'm hyping him up based on a prologue and a crosswind stage, but I hope he goes nuclear on Sunday on Montagne de Loure. And he said he's targeting the Tour de France. If he has that February 2020 form and can carry that through the year, that is a different level Nairo Quintana than we saw in the years past. But he's got to get through Alaphilippe first, who, if he takes even more bonus seconds tomorrow, could have like a 35-second plus lead with just a 13-kilometer climb at 6% to finish. But here's when it starts to get twitchy. Nothing too much happened in the middle of the stage. Once the groups were established, Skelmoze Jensen, the Trek GC rider, he wants to move up. And then Jorgensen's like, I want to move up. And then Madsvert Schmidt thinks, I want to move up before this next right-hand corner. And you almost see the washing machine effect in action, because INEOS there on the left-hand side, as we look at, they want to stay in front position, and people start to get squeezed. And Quintana starts to get squeezed here through this corner by Jorgensen coming across him. And INEOS, you see, fanned 3 across. They can't block a road this wide, but they're trying to do the best version of that through this right-hand corner. Ganna, actually in the black leaders jersey, gets squeezed a bit badly. And here is a big moment of concern for Quintana. The road is narrowed. The wind condition, they're about to hit a crosswind section. If he doesn't move up now and INEOS spark it on the front with Luke Rowe and the Lotto guy in front of him loses the wheel, he could be done. So he literally sprints out of this corner whilst the other riders on the right-hand side are freewheeling. He sprints up to his RKS Samsic teammate and close it down. He's just, ever since 2015 Tour, he's become so much more attentive in crosswinds. Total Energy though, Pierre Latour, heads up move, lets Bodnar's wheel go. When that's a bit of cat and mouse started, INEOS took their hand off the gas, no, foot off the gas, because they were trying to conserve their lead out with Rowe and Ganna for Viviani. But that meant strong riders like Bodnar attacked. Perhaps mad that Froome didn't let him win that stage back in the Tour de France when it was the Geraint Thomas Froome-Sagan break. And they had to throw everything at him. Carapaz couldn't bring him back. INEOS were using Carapaz to chase. And then Ganna, unbelievable side profile shot from the helicopter over these marshes or lakes, drops the entire peloton, or drops Carapaz off his wheel, realizes, oops, went a bit too hard there, adjusts the glasses, and then he's like, oh, I'll just close Bodnar down anyway. Maybe the radio told him just go for the States. Mads Vert Schmidt, Danish champion, great timing from him. This move could have worked. He got a bit unlucky, but great timing. He's like, okay, Ganna's closed him, Ganna's worked a lot. If I counter here and I get a gap, I could be away. But unfortunately for him, Ganna had one last pull left, and Carapaz, El Jaguar Dorado, got dropped. So INEOS were clearly going 100% for the stage here. They didn't care about Hayter seeing what he could do on GC. They didn't care about Carapaz GC too much. It was all about Viviani. It got a bit messy until Luke Rowe, unbelievably good lead out, brings Viviani, just cuts through all the chaos, drops Viviani off just before this corner. No one can move up through that corner. And once Viviani kicks it out of there with about 100 meters to go, drops 7 mark off the wheel. Easy Dubsky for the Italian, his first since coming back to INEOS. What an unbelievable stage, and INEOS really made it, beating Sepp van Mark, Alaphilippe, Tussfeld, Battistella, new Neo-Pro Cedric Bullens on Lotto. The general classifications changed a little bit, but not too much. Alaphilippe takes some more time on his rivals with those bonus seconds. He's 6 seconds ahead of Pierre Latour. He's about 24 seconds ahead of Quintana with tomorrow. Punchy finish to Manosque. They had they had the same last kilometer last year. Alaphilippe crashed, unfortunately. Really should suit him, and he should be taking some more bonus seconds there. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it down below if you did. Oman highlight video later, double stacked. You know how it is. See you then. Ciao.